child. One good thing about not having any brothers or sisters was that Sasha didn't have to worry about hand-me-down clothing from older siblings or being forced to give away her favorite article to a younger sibling. As much as Sasha was into clothing and fashion, she'd been playing dress-up in her mother's closet ever since she could crawl to it. That would have been cruel and unnecessary punishment. When most teenagers' bedroom walls were covered with the latest star in film and music, or the IT teen idol, Sasha's were covered with poster boards of outfits she'd cut from magazines. Sometimes mixing a shirt one model might have had on and placing it over a skirt another model was donning. Her eye for coordinating outfits was impeccable and unique. Sasha's mother took note of her daughter's interest in clothes, and when the latest fashions came out, she couldn't always afford to get them for her child immediately, but she always managed to make a way eventually, as soon as they went on sale. By then, other girls at school would have already shown theirs off, so Sasha would put a little extra spin on hers by either removing this or sewing on that, anything to make it unique. Pretty soon, when the kids would see her sporting one of her creations, they'd say, "Wow, another Sasha original, huh?" At least the ones who didn't mind giving props where props were due. Some girls who'd had a beef with her since elementary even humbled themselves, asking Sasha to hook up their wardrobe with her skills. This was definitely where Sasha's interest in fashion was piqued. She breathed, drank, and ate fashion, even choosing fashion and design as her major in college. And now, here she was in Hotlanta, hell-bent on building the empire to reach her ultimate goal of becoming a fashion mogul. Just 6 months ago, the day she'd graduated college in Cleveland, Ohio, Sasha had basically opened up a map of the United States, closed her eyes, and pointed. Wherever her finger landed, once she opened her eyes, was where she'd decided she'd go live. No ifs, ands, or buts. Not even her dear and very persuasive mother could talk her out of the move. "Are you sure that's where God wants you to go?" her mother had asked her. Sasha and her mother attended Sasha's grandmother's church on occasion. They didn't have a church they called home that they attended regularly, but that still didn't keep Sasha's mother from always bringing God into things whenever she could. "At least it's Atlanta," Sasha had said, when she'd opened her eyes to find her manicured nail resting smack dead on the city of Atlanta. And not someplace like Alaska or Utah. It didn't matter where Sasha's finger landed. If it wasn't in Cleveland, Ohio, her mother wasn't going to be happy. She wanted her baby girl near her, no matter what God said. Sasha looked around the apartment in awe. Not in awe of how grand or sophisticated it was, but how totally opposite it looked compared to the pictures she'd seen of it on the internet. She'd watched enough court TV shows that she should have known better than to pay a deposit on a place she hadn't physically inspected. Folks sued one another for this type of scam all of the time. But this wasn't some vacation spot she could check out if it wasn't to her satisfaction. This was where she had to live for at least a year, according to the lease she'd signed less than 5 minutes ago. Sasha was already using her life savings to move from Ohio to Atlanta. Spending extra money to take a trip just to come see the place with her own 2 eyes would have put a major dent into her finances. She needed to hold on to every last dime she had for as long as she could. She had big dreams in moving to Atlanta. Dreams cost time and money. She had neither to waste. Most people had a 5-year plan. Sasha had a 1-year plan. 5-year plans were for people who planned on taking a break to sleep. For Sasha, sleep was overrated. She'd sleep at her vacation home in the Hamptons, which was part of her dream. No matter where on the map she decided would be her permanent residence, she'd planned on having a vacation home in the Hamptons.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.